I'll just wait for a few people to hop on first. But hello and welcome to Queen of Horror. I'm hoping a few of you can join me in this live this time. Very awkward being on my own because I'm just talking to myself when I know I am. Nobody, yeah. I hope I'm on my account. I think I'm on my account. People were quick to join last time. I made it. Oh, hello. People are here now. Thank God. I was alone for a while there. Hey everyone. I just wanted to wait for a few people to join. So this is all live. You guys can ask me questions or whatever, but the main topic of this video is going to be what I figured out is happening inside my house at the moment. Well, I haven't really figured anything out, but I had a really scary realization a few days ago, and this morning I was thinking about it and I pieced together so much more. So I was going to do something else for this live today, but I think I'm just going to talk about this because I'm pretty creeped out. Oh, thank you. Hey, Elaine. Okay. I'm filming this on my phone, so I'm sorry if the quality isn't as good as it usually is. I just can't hook up my mic to my laptop for whatever reason. Oh. Hi, Elaine, Isaiah, Jaden, Ray, and Katarina. I'm just gonna have a look at my settings. No. Right. Sorry, yes. Hey, zombie hunter. Please smile more. I really feel like my smile is too big. Anyway, the main reason I was here. Okay, so shout out. Ray Anthony Mission wants a shout out. I honestly, I don't know how to do shout outs. Was that good? I'm sorry. Anyway, I wanted to talk about this. So when I was a kid, the first thing that I ever saw were hands coming out of the walls. And that doesn't really sound like a spirit. Okay, spirits are supposed to be one person, you know, and multiple hands coming out of the walls, it sort of sounds like shape-shifting, which is like demonic. That's the main reason why I always thought that as a kid, that's the reason for all my things that I was seeing was because it was something demonic, and because it always felt like it was trying to hurt me. Then when I was a kid, I used to see a lot of people, spirits, but there were times where things just didn't feel like a spirit. My dad had a demon shadow. Not sure what that means. I'm honestly not sure either because I haven't actually heard of that before. But there were times when I was a kid where people would just start screaming numbers into my ears, and I'd wake up in the middle of the night just screaming and bawling my eyes out because it wouldn't stop. And I sometimes, it's hard to explain, but time would go in fast forward. I couldn't make it stop, and whenever someone would try and help me, it would make it worse because they were moving in fast forward. And that's another reason why I always thought it was demonic, because only demons are able to do that kind of stuff. But I stopped seeing things when I was 11, and recently I've started seeing things again. It was actually pretty cool to begin with. I mean, it still is. I do like seeing things. I'm a lot less scared now. I've grown up. But there is something that really, really bothers me. And that, oh, thank you for sharing my life. That is very nice of you. So what scares me now is that, okay, so when I was a kid, I was the youngest in my family. This thing latched onto me. I always thought it latched onto me when I was like the youngest of the family because I was the weakest, the most vulnerable. Well, inside my house, my kids see spirits. Like they always talk about, oh, there's a woman in the house, or my son used to point to this corner in the backyard, and he was so young he didn't really understand much, and he used to go, shh, ashuban. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's another language, but ashuban. He used to just go shh and then say ashuban. And I always thought they were seeing spirits. My daughter's talked about seeing a little girl in her room, and she's talked about seeing a little boy as well. But there's always been one thing that's always stood out, and that's when they see the monster. My oldest had a very long time where he would just scream and point to the ceiling. Hang on. Well, I wouldn't blame the spirits for being attracted to such a gorgeous lady as you. Thank you very much. But my son used to point to the ceiling and scream at it. He'd call it a monster. Then we moved into our new house. And this is one of the weird parts about this. It started to become like come out his window, sort of like it couldn't get inside. And he used to always point to his window and say there was a monster outside. Then my daughter came to an age where she started understanding things. She started learning how to speak, learning what things were. I think she was around 16 months. But she woke up one night screaming there was a monster outside. And she started screaming Daru, which we eventually figured out that was scary. And then ever since then, she was screaming that there was a monster outside. She kept going on about it. And then when my youngest son got to the age that she was, he started screaming that there was a monster outside. It was sort of like it was jumping from person to person as soon as that person hit an age where it could understand what it was. Pretty much feeding off the most vulnerable person in the house, which definitely sounds demonic to me, unless this spirit just gets off on scaring babies. I don't know. Anyway, there has been a few times. Thank you very much, Ray, for saying you're going to share my videos. I used to experience so much paranormal stuff when I was young, but not as I got older. Yeah, it definitely stopped for me for a long time. And the first time seeing something was a little boy in my room at night, and I freaked out. I really did. But I mean, ever since then, I've sort of adapted to seeing things again, and it's not as scary. But the first time was absolutely terrifying. Anyway, so this thing always was outside of their window, and then all of a sudden, my son pointed to the ceiling and said that there was a monster. Now, this was just after I had found that like coffin shape crack outside of my yard. And I mean, obviously that would mean it would be a spirit. I'm not sure, but ever since I like saw that, he said that there was a monster inside the house, and this thing hasn't been outside the house since. It's sort of like it got let in, or it came in, and now it's inside the house with us. And this is the creepy part. I've seen spirits. You know, I saw a little boy in my room. I see things in the corner of my eye all the time. But I have seen 2 inhuman things inside of my house. And that worries me. There was one time when I woke up in the middle of the night. I needed to go to the toilet. And this is a very awkward situation, I know. But I went to the toilet. I was sitting, and like, I need my glasses. That's why I wear them 24/7. Otherwise, it's really, really blurry. So I went to the toilet. I sat down and I looked at the floor. And at the top of my eyes, I didn't realize I was seeing anything at that point because it sort of blended in because of the blurriness of my eyesight. And then I realized something was there when this thing moved. So what it looked like is that it was hunched over, sort of like cuddling its legs like on the ground. And it stood up, and it was extremely tall. And I just saw it like lean up, and its back went backwards and arched back, and then it flicked up again, like sort of like a noodle, I guess, as it stood up. And it looked like a creature. And then I looked up and it wasn't there anymore. But I know that I saw that movement. I know I saw something stand up. That was the first thing that alarmed me. The second thing is the most like terrifying thing that's ever happened to me, but like pretty much just because I've never had anything physically affect me before. I've never had anything really hurt me or cause me harm before. And the fact that it's attached to my son, it's extremely scary. So one night, it was about 3 weeks ago, my youngest son woke up, and he woke up screaming and crying. He seemed to have a stomach issue. He seemed to be feeling sick, or he had a sore stomach. So we brought him into our bed, and I don't live alone. I live with my partner and my 3 kids. But we brought him into our bed, and immediately he wasn't immediately better, but as he fell asleep, he didn't wake up again. He didn't get sick again. And the weird part is, later that night, I woke up and I felt absolutely horrible. And the first thing I thought was, oh crap, we've got a stomach bug, right? That's what anyone would think. My whole body, like, was hot and cold, and I did not feel good at all. So I had to get him out of my bed. I got him up, I put him back into his bed. He fell straight asleep, like he was perfectly fine now. So I came back into my bed. I was facing the wall, and I felt so bad, so I had to change my position and try and get comfortable. As I turned over, I saw something in my doorway, and it looked like a head and a neck. There was no hair, there was no nothing, it was just black, but it looked like the shape of a head and a neck in my doorway, sort of peeking over. At that time, I had a washing basket on top of a box that was just next to the door. So I thought, okay, it's some sort of piece of clothing or something dangling out of the washing basket. I was rationalizing it, but I was still looking at it just to figure out what it was. And this is when it gets crazy. This head moved out of the doorway as I was watching it. And it sort of moved like it wanted me to know it was there. It like moved back really, really slowly. And at that point, I was so sick and so uncomfortable that I did not care. And like 2-3 minutes after that, I got up and I ran and threw up in the toilet. Like, it made me that physically sick that I had to go throw up. My son was perfectly fine the next morning. I was perfectly fine the next morning. Nobody else got it. Nobody else had a tummy bug. What else was I saying? Oh yeah, and there's no way we could have had food poisoning because we don't share food. My son is only young. He eats his own food and I eat mine. There's no way it was food poisoning or anything like that. But for some reason, we both got sick. And he's usually the one to see this thing. And then this night that I see this thing, I get really sick as well as him. It makes so much sense. It's terrifying. What really scares me is the fact that when you see a spirit, you see a person, you see features. This thing had no features. This thing was just a black mold of a person. And I don't know if it links with this creature thing that I saw inside my house. Maybe this thing is just taking different forms. But what really scares me is that my kids see spirits all the time. And with this one thing, they constantly call it a monster. Every single one of them have. They've always called it a monster. And they've always been terrified of it, despite seeing spirits all the time. Like my son, when he saw the woman inside of our house, he wasn't really scared. He was a bit shocked. And he called me into his room. But whenever he used to see this monster, he would scream bloody murder. And I don't know. Something obviously is a lot different with this thing than any other spirit they've seen. Thank goodness you and your son are safe. Thank you. Has it ever happened again? I haven't seen the black thing again. I haven't seen the creature again. My son has. I was actually supposed to make a video today, but I went live, and I've actually got a little clip yesterday of my son pointing to the roof and saying that there was a monster there. I was going to add it into the video, but I guess I can't now. But I literally just laid him down on the couch with a bottle just to relax in front of the TV. And as I walked off, he started like screaming for me. I came back and he's like pointing to the roof saying that there was a monster on the roof. And this was in broad daylight, which it doesn't usually happen in daylight. But another thing is that we hear knocks constantly inside of our house. And these knocks often come in threes. And that's supposed to be some sort of sign of demonic activity. Some said that those spirits aren't of those who lived as human, they're just demonic presence imitating some person. Yeah, they can imitate people, and that's what scares me the most because this thing didn't have features. It just looked like a form of a human. Like there was no hair, there was no facial features, there was no color at all. It was just black. And yes, the other night, I can't remember. I swear something else happened that night, but I honestly can't remember anymore. I can't remember, but my partner and I were sitting on the couch, and all of a sudden I started to smell something really, really bad, like something dead. And my first thought is because the neighbors have mice inside their house, so I'm thinking, crap, we just got a mouse in our house and it's died in here. But then the smell went away. And I looked at my partner and I'm like, did you smell that? And he's like, that really foul smell. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, that's really funny because I thought I saw someone standing behind us as I was smelling that. So we both smelled this foul smell, and he thought he saw something behind us as it smelled like that. Does it make noises? Yes, I have heard multiple times something. Well, actually, I don't know if it's this demonic thing that's making these noises. I've heard many times a woman's voice in the house calling mum, which is actually really scary because it's like an older woman, and my son saw an older woman inside the house. And all my kids are always asleep when I hear this mum. Usually I know when it's not really them. But sorry, my kids just came in, so I got distracted for a minute. Yeah, I've also heard footsteps throughout the house. It often makes noises throughout the house. We hear bangs, we hear knocks. My kids have heard it talk to them a few times. Apparently my daughter said that it hissed at her. She actually, well, that wasn't actually the demon thing. It was the little boy that we were seeing inside the house. My daughter said that he grabbed her and hissed at her. So that's, I mean, that's pretty creepy. That would be terrifying to go through. And this is what really gets to me because I hate the fact that I can't help my kids when they're going through this. Thank you, David and Confused. You wouldn't believe what I experienced. I saw a black lady and it literally ran after me for quite a while. I was so freaking freaked out that I don't know where to run then. That would be very scary. I had an experience like that once before in a waterfall area. Me and my friend went there when I was a teenager, and we got there really late. It was really dark. I started to see someone in the trees, and she didn't believe me at first. So she said it's just some people messing around. And then she saw it, and she decided we should go. And as we were walking out, we saw this white thing, like, because this rainforest, you had to walk around these trees to get out. It's like a curved pathway throughout the trees. So you couldn't see what was behind you, just except the slightest little bit through the trees. And as we were looking back through the trees, we could see something like running really fast through the trees. And we were like bolting out of there as fast as we could. It was absolutely terrifying. I thought I was going to die that day. On one side, the paranormal is cool to experience, but on the other, On the other end, it's frightening when not expected. Definitely. Like that time that the first time I saw something again since being 11, I was terrified. I really was. I didn't sleep for like nights after that. There is a spirit in my flat that smells like lavender. Yeah, they can have those weird little smells because I remember once I was doing a Ouija board session and the whole room just started to smell like garlic, like it reeked of garlic, and there was nothing inside the room that could have caused it. There's nothing cool in experiencing paranormal activities. You wouldn't know if that'll be your last. It's very true. I do sometimes, well, I mean, at the moment, I quite enjoy seeing these things, but it's always very scary because you don't know what's real and what's not. It's one of the things that really bothered me as a child. I didn't know whether I was going crazy. I didn't know whether this thing was demonic and it was going to hurt me. I didn't know whether these things were just spirits that needed my help or just wanted to connect with me. The thing with spirits is I think a lot of people get it wrong, or maybe I've got it wrong, but from my experience, they don't just haunt a house. Like, it's not just like a spirit is stuck inside a house. They can be, but you could get any spirits anywhere. Like, I personally believe spirits overlap this earth. I don't think we ever really leave. We just become spirits and like move around, but it's not like humans. Like, it's not like they're all crammed into one room. Their energy, so they overlap each other, and if they want to make contact with you, they will push their energy out to show up or move something or say something. But oftentimes you won't even know that there's a spirit around you because it's not trying to connect with you. Do you live times you won't even know that there's a spirit around you because it's not trying to connect with you? Do you live above a burial ground? I don't know. I recently found, I don't know if you saw the video, but I recently found a crack in my backyard that I stabbed, and it had like major sinkholes all around it, and it came out as like a box shape. So obviously some sort of box is underneath that, and it's dropped down. So some things buried there. I'm not going to say somebody, but it does definitely look like there could be a coffin under there. So I may have some people buried beneath us. I don't know. I have some wicked stories, and I've learnt to accept them, but I dare not to mock it or abuse it. One must be open to the supernatural, but be careful with art of manipulation. Definitely. That is really, really true. I don't know if that's happening here, but it's definitely scared the hell out of me. And the fact that I've always felt like something demonic was there makes it even scarier, because it's sort of like it latched onto me, and then it couldn't get through to me anymore because I was like older, more mature, less vulnerable, I guess. So it moved on to my kids, and it just jumps from youngest to youngest, and it's it's difficult because it hasn't left my youngest son. It hasn't left him, and I don't know whether to be seriously scared of this or not, but whatever it is, it's inside now. I know that. Because he hasn't complained about his window, which is really, really weird. He used to complain about his window like nearly every single night, and now he hasn't complained about it since it came inside. And I think it was like the first few weeks he was seeing it on the roof, and then we got really sick, and I saw it looking into our bedroom. I don't know how it got inside. I don't know why it couldn't get inside to begin with, but somehow we've allowed it inside. And I don't know what it wants. Maybe it does just want to feed off fear, and if that's true, that means whoever, like, we plan on having another baby, so whoever is our youngest child is going to get stuck with this thing until they grow up, and I can't do anything about it. That's honestly the scariest part. I forgot to mention that the black lady was screaming something, but I didn't hear clear. I couldn't hear clearly, and it gave off a very awful smell of some kind. She even cut my way, trying to divert my way. That is really creepy. I've never had anything that crazy happen. Your pictures became much clearer. I'm so sorry if it's not really that great quality. I have to do it on my phone, unfortunately. Yeah, I was going to just read scary stories today, but I thought I'd just hop on and just talk about this stuff. I hate my third eye being open. I often see entities and other elements, even up until now to this day, even more when I'm on vacation on our province. Yeah, I don't see things very much outside of our house. I spirits and so have my kids, so I don't think there's anything really stuck here. It's just spirits passing through because we haven't really seen something constantly. The only thing we've seen constantly is this monster thing that my kids have seen. Hang on, there's more. I'm loving seeing your character grow, and thanks for giving me advice on Instagram. It really helps me. That's okay, and thank you for sticking around. I haven't been posting a lot lately because I've had a lot of issues with daycare with my kids, but yeah, I really want to get started on this again. It really sucks not posting. This is really who I am and what I want to do. So it really sucks when I just can't find the time to post. And that's another thing I want to talk to you guys about. I just wanted to probably come on every single week and do a live with you guys, whether I'm reading scary stories, telling a scary story about my own experiences, or I really want to start playing games as well. I play Dead by Daylight, so I wanted to stream that as well. So at least once a week, I wanted to do a live, and maybe I'll post another video as well if I am able to. But at least then you guys will at least get to see me once a week. I was paying a bill in my basement in the dark, and a spirit threw a frame at me, but the frame landed in front of my toes, almost like something stopped the frame from touching me. Yeah, that's crazy. I had something try and protect me also. Well, yeah, like it's sort of like something threw the frame at you and then something stopped the frame from touching you. So something was protecting you and something was trying to hurt you. In my old house, my partner does this thing where he like throws his leg around and like sort of pretends to fly kick you. And he was doing that. And as he nearly came to hit me, and as he stopped, we heard this really loud bang come from in the kitchen. And no one was near anything, no one was touching anything. And when we looked around to see what it was, the potato masher was on the bench and was like rocking back and forward. And then my partner picked it up and slammed it down, and it made the exact same sound. It was like almost like something had picked the potato masher up, ready to throw at him if he kicked me, and then he didn't kick me, so it smashed it down on the table again. So something was looking out for me. The hair on your arm is standing right now. Are you scared now, feeling odd or something? The hair on my arm. Which arm? I don't know. I wasn't scared or anything, no. It's weird. I wonder if talking about this thing has sort of made it come. Oh, another thing I want to talk to you guys about. Yes, I just reminded myself. I'm so glad. This is my payday today, so I'm actually able to do this. And I was gonna say, oh, on my payday I'll do it, but I'll be able to do it today. So I'm hoping maybe I can get the video out tomorrow. But there's this girl on TikTok and on YouTube, Kelsey Davies. I think that's how you pronounce her name. She does haunted TikToks and YouTube videos. And she has this app that she uses to talk to her haunted doll with. and it has like, I think it's like a frequency app, and it has different speech sounds or frequencies or whatever, and the spirits can tap into the frequency of the phone and change what it says, and sort of they're able to like sort of talk to you through it. And apparently a few different YouTubers use it, and it does work very well. So I really wanted to give that app a shot and try and communicate to whatever it is here and figure out if it's something good or bad, because I don't really want to use the Ouija board, especially in a house where I have my kids. And God, I miss using Ouija boards. I used to love using them, but I really can't risk it now with my kids. So this app, I'm going to try and talk to someone inside the house and see if they know what is going on. I mean, I know demons can be deceitful, so I can't really believe everything that it says, but at least I'll be able to talk to something and, I don't know, maybe get some answers. So I'm really looking forward to filming that and uploading that video for you guys. Dead by Daylight is awesome. It is. I started playing it when it first came out, I think, and I'm still playing it because it is amazing. It's like the only game that I can actually play constantly. You have such a soothing voice for talking about scary things. I'm so glad you think so, because I was so worried that like my voice is annoying, because I've heard a lot of people don't like Australian accents. But I do sort of have an American accent at the same time because I watch so much American stuff. Did that featureless black entity have red eyes? No, it had no eyes. Like, it had nothing. Like, there was nothing that I could tell you about this thing except that it was black and it looked like a head and a neck. That was literally all that I saw. Wait, does your partner believe you when you tell him your scary experiences? Yes, he does. He believes in a lot of spiritual stuff because he has his own stories about when he was a kid. And he is worried about our son whenever he says that there's a monster in his room. Actually, he had never heard the knocking before inside the house. The other night, he heard it for the first time, and he was so tripped out. He went outside to make sure no one was knocking on the door. And then he even went into our roof to make sure that no one was hiding up there. He thought someone had knocked. Like, he was so certain someone was knocking on the walls or the roof or whatever. And he had to just give up because he couldn't find the source of it. And I was just sitting there like, that's what I'm telling you. I hear that all the time. It's just become something I just ignore now because I know there's nothing there. The first time I ever heard a really big bang, if you've seen the video, it's the time I found the box at the back. So if you can find that, you can go watch that video. But the first time I ever heard it, it was like a huge bang, like someone had just dropped something really big up in the roof right above my head. And it like is like something that bounced off the roof. And demons just want to make potato salad without potatoes. I don't know what that means, but okay. Have you heard of replica? No, I have not heard of replica. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, sorry, I thought you're feeling a spirit's presence right now. I mean, maybe I am. Like, I know there's been a lot of times where I've just been sitting there and my hair on some sort of part of my body will just stand up for no reason. It'll just sit there like until I like brush my hand across it or I move my arm or something, then it'll go back down. So maybe me talking about it brought this spirit here. I have no idea. But it's definitely possible because I feel that stuff all the time. The app replica has been used to talk with the spirit world. Wow, okay, so I'll actually look into that one as well because I'm interested as a Ouija board, but something that I can actually get answers out of and that isn't fake. Have you ever tried or even dare the Randonica app? Yes, I have, and I really want to give it another go. It's actually on my channel if you wanted to go check it out. If you wanted to go check it out. I did it a while back, so it's probably a few months ago, but you'll be able to find that on my channel. And yeah, well, we sort of worked for us. I'm pretty sure it did work. Because we asked for a dog the first place, and it took us to this really weird factory. But then we asked for a mystery the second time, and it took us directly to a dog. Like the spot was directly on this dog that was walking with this guy. So I think it was just giving us the one that we wanted beforehand. Then I think we asked for a mystery again, and it brought us to some place with lots of houses, so we couldn't really go into it and figure out if there was a mystery because it's someone else's house. And then we asked for a yellow car, and it took us to 3 yellow cars outside of this house. That's probably the most crazy thing that happened. Like, if the dot was directly across the road from this house that had 3 yellow cars. So I definitely want to try it again and see if that was just coincidence or if that was legit. And I just gotta let you guys know, I'm sorry if my phone dies and if like the live just completely stops because it's just started to overheat apparently. I'm actually gonna unplug it because it's apparently overheating. Hi Hater. Thumbs up for you. Thank you. You're beautiful. Thank you. Can I ask you a fashion question? There's a child trying to get into the room. It's okay. They're being watched. Summer, out you go, please. Sorry, guys. I don't know, sweetheart.
Summer, come here. Come on.
Go on, out you go.
Come on. Yeah, you got a big bottle. Come on.
All right. Would you? Sorry about that, guys. My daughter just came into the room. They're being watched, so don't worry about that. Would you please show us how to tie shirt or jacket around waist style by sleeves? I honestly don't know. I don't really do that. I haven't really done it before. I have a friend that always does it. Whenever I do it, it doesn't look that great. I just sort of tie it like usual. I don't know if there's a special way to do it, but like that's what I do. I'm guessing you like fold it in half and then you wrap it around and you tie it. But I'm not sure. I'm sorry if there's any special way to do it. Half Paranormal used replica. That's awesome. I'll actually check them out because I really want, obviously, to see people use whatever it is before I buy it or whatever. I tell you guys, spirits have lifeless eyes. Some are so black, some are fiery red, some are just like normal, except lifeless. I honestly haven't looked into any spirit's eyes before. They've either been too far away or, I mean, this little girl I used to see as a kid all the time. She always had hair in front of her face, so I never actually saw her face ever. She was the one that scared me the most out of everything as a kid. Thank you so much, Ray, for telling me I have a gorgeous voice. Nice tattoo, by the way. Thank you. I wanted that tattoo since I was like 12, and I finally got it done, and I'm keen for my next one. I really want to get a horror movie tattoo. Maybe Freddy Krueger one or something. I can spend hours talking and watching paranormal stories. So can I. Why the heck do they even make the Randonautica app? Apparently it's supposed to just get people out of the house, but obviously people are getting a lot more than they bargained for. Don't mind, we're just chilling on watching you. No problem. I'm guessing that's to my kids coming in. Yeah, I think they're okay now. Go, stay safe, everyone. All right, thank you so much for coming to the live. When I was 7, I saw my doorknob move and my door opened. And no one behind it. I screamed for my mum and struggled closing the door. That was my regular screaming for my mum. I remember one time I was having my fast forward episode and my mum like got me a glass of milk or whatever because she didn't understand why I was so upset and scared. And I just sat there drinking my glass of milk, crying. Me and my mum went randonauting and geez, did it work for you guys? Like I've seen so many people get so creepy stuff out of it, but I heard this really bad thing. I really wanted to do a creepy Randonautica video, but I have heard that it can manifest some pretty dark stuff. So you say creepy, but creepy can mean anything. It doesn't just mean find a creepy thing out there, find like a body in a bag or whatever. It could literally mean being stalked by a murderer, being kidnapped, being assaulted. It could mean anything, and it could lead to something extremely bad. So I wouldn't do that because, I mean, maybe I'm superstitious, but I mean, even if something could like has a slight chance of working, I wouldn't risk it, especially with having kids. If I was on my own, that'd be another story. I probably would. You haven't tried to make eye contact with an entity, or you haven't experienced a true scare of your life. No, if whenever I saw something as a kid, I would be running the opposite direction. I'd never want to make eye contact. I probably made eye contact with this thing whenever it was in the doorway, but I didn't get to see any eyes because there was no eyes there. Also, the little boy, he was right in front of my face, but it was too dark to even see him. So, yeah, I guess that's why. It's always been either too dark or they just haven't looked at me properly. Done that 3 times before. I tell you guys, it's not a great idea. Yeah. Is that seeing a ghost's eyes or random not? Does not work where I am. Oh god, I missed a few, haven't I? We went really deep into the woods and there were really weird vibes. Yeah. I really want to do that though. I really want to like, because we live in like a populated area, so there isn't many woods and stuff. If it takes anywhere, it usually is just a house or something. My little brother woke up around 2 a.m. and went to my mum's room. Everyone was sleeping, however, he noticed an older lady looking through my mum's drawers. My brother looked at her and she looked dead at him. The old lady passed away in the house we lived in. My brother freaked. I would freak too, like seeing someone else inside your house. That would be really uncomfortable. Like, I mean, obviously I've done the same thing, but like, I don't know, seeing them do something inside your house. Like, I've seen people just stand there looking through your stuff though. That would be really creepy. Because when the entities look at you, you'll feel like your soul is going to leave your body. Really? I can't imagine how it would feel to see a dead person's eyes. I feel like that would be extremely uncomfortable. Yeah, I've been on this live for 43 minutes. I didn't think I was gonna stay this long. I thought I was gonna just like tell my story and that would be it. But I do enjoy talking to you guys, and I wanted to stay on because someone asked me to do a live again since my last one, and they really wanted to come onto the live, but they aren't here at the moment. I feel bad. I should let her know the next time I'm on the live, but I don't think she's coming this time. I believe that a ghost won't be able to hurt you, but a demonic experience is a serious deal. Yes, that's what really scares me about what's happening here. I'm really scared that it's gonna be something a lot worse, and I'm hoping. Thank you for being on this live. Thank you guys for coming. I really enjoy talking to you guys. It actually feels like a lot. How do I say it? A much better connection than just making videos and having you guys comment on it. I can actually talk to you guys and yeah, just hang out like friends, I guess. I'd really love to do this though on a regular occurrence and just like read scary stories together. I feel like that'd be pretty cool. The only time I really get time to do the lives though is at night when my kids are sleeping. But that nighttime in Australia is usually like early morning in America, and that's like 3 a.m. sort of thing. So a lot of you guys probably won't be able to make it. Hey, there she is. I was waiting for you. I was like about to hop off soon, but I knew that you wanted to come to my live, and I was literally just mentioning that I was feeling really bad that you weren't here. So I'm so glad that you've come on. I have sort of finished telling my story and everything, but this live will be staying up because this, like, the only reason why I deleted my last live was because the mic wasn't working, and it just sounded really, really bad. So yeah, this live will be staying up because it will be, like, even though it's a 46-minute video, there has been a lot I've talked about in here and some really creepy stuff that's happened, and I really want you guys to hear about it. What does the Rando app do? It generates a random location. Apparently, it finds energy, like a high point of energy or a low point of energy, and it takes you to that area. And some people found a dead body in a bag at one of the places, so people are going nuts over it. And it seems to manifest what you ask for. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's 9 in the morning where I am. It is, what time is it here? 10:50 where I am in the morning. My son's at school. To tell you honestly, the more I experience paranormal encounter, the more I become sort of numb to it. I mean, seeing spirits often, it's just like a normal experience as time goes on. That's right. Honestly, as a kid, I never really became numb to it because I guess I always felt small. I always felt vulnerable. But as an adult now, I quite enjoy seeing things. I don't know, like I've always loved that creepy side of stuff. So I really want to get into just talking to things again. I used to as a kid, and I don't anymore because I have kids now. But I think there are safe ways to do it. And as long as I go about it the right way, it shouldn't really affect my family. I really want to go to haunted locations, and there's like this place not too far away from us. It's like I think it's an abandoned asylum, and I think you're allowed to go in it, or you're allowed to walk around it anyway, and it's supposed to be haunted. So I really want to go up there one day and film it. And even there's this historical village that do ghost hunts at night. So I'm definitely going to book in for one of those soon. I've never tried the Rando app. I asked my daughter if she would tag, and she was like, heck no. Yeah, a lot of people do not want to try it, and I don't blame them because it can manifest some crazy stuff. I can't believe I just noticed, but I love your hair. Thank you so much. I filmed a hair video, and like there's no point in even posting it now because you guys have seen my hair. But yeah, I'm still gonna post it. I'm gonna post it because I tried something new and my hair completely failed, and it still sort of has failed. There's like little bits of orange in it because I didn't do it with the right products that I wanted to, and especially with the hair lightening products, that was just a whole mess. But I managed. It's sort of come out all right. I'll fix it eventually. I'm so sorry, guys. Oh, stop. I'm so sorry, guys. So sorry for that. I just dropped out. Someone was just trying to call me. I hope to see you off and live in the morning. Wait, is it morning there? Yes, it is 10 o'clock. Well, nearly 11 o'clock. Is there even a way to close a third eye? I honestly don't know. I couldn't even figure out how to open my third eye because I stopped seeing things at 11. So I was like, yeah, I tried so hard to like see things again, but I could not make it work. And for some reason, I'm seeing things again now. I love the color of your hair, by the way. Thank you so much. Next live you have, I want to tell you about a creepy thing that happened to me earlier. That would be really, really good. You can tell me now if you want. I'll probably be on for another 5 minutes. I do have to hop off because I do have to start editing videos for you guys. I filmed a reacting to scary TikTok videos, but I didn't download the videos. So I don't know if that one's coming out because I don't know if I'm going to be able to find the videos again, but I'm going to really try to find the videos. And then I got my hair videos, so I've got to edit them. And I will see if I have enough time to film another video. I hope I do. So I can't stay here much longer, but I really enjoy talking to you guys. Many countries have helped close our third eye by adding fluoride into our drinking waters. Really? I've always wondered why fluoride's in the drinking water. Like, obviously they don't care that much about our teeth, right? Why are they adding it into our drinking water? Like, do they care that much about our teeth? I don't think so. So to say that actually makes it believable and insane, honestly. Want to trade? I'll give you my third eye. I used to hate seeing. I don't even know. I used to hate seeing things, but I used to want to see things. When I saw things, I'd be so scared. I'd be like, please go away, please go away. And then when I wasn't seeing things, I'd be like, please come back. So it's really weird. But at the moment, I actually really like seeing things. Even in the middle of the night, if I see something, I'm not that scared, which is pretty cool. I like not being scared around that stuff. Maybe I'll be able to make contact with someone. All right, here's your story, Kira. Once again, I hope I'm saying that right. I don't think I pronounced it right in the last one either. Kira, I think I'm saying that right. I really hope I'm saying that right. So I was walking the fields next to my house. I was alone when I kept hearing footsteps behind me. Every time I turned around, nothing was there. So I went home. I asked who else was out. No one was. Yeah, I always hear footsteps inside my house. Like, there's been so many times when my partner's like, oh, a kid's out of bed. And we'd just be sitting there waiting for the kid to walk in the room and no one's out of bed. Or like, something will fall off a shelf or something and no one's out there. You gotta wonder, like, what is it? Like, that's one of the things I really hate, when you can hear something but you cannot see it. So you don't know what it is. Yeah. I like, because we hear things all the time in here. I don't know if it's the same things that we've seen before or if it's new things. I'm very glad. I'm so sorry I keep dropping out, guys. I keep getting a phone call and I can't turn my internet off because then I'll go out of live. How often do you see things? I don't see things too often. As I don't really see things outside of my house. Maybe I'm not paying attention enough. But inside my house, I see things probably once a week, twice a week. My kids seem to see things a lot more than I do, though. You said it right. That's very good. Thank God. Now I definitely know how to pronounce your name. That's why I hate the dark, because I hear things but can't see them. Yes. I used to absolutely, like, I have the lights on now because of my kids, because they're all scared of the dark, but I used to sleep with the light on every single night when I was a kid because that's one of the things that I hated. Like, there was this one time where I woke up to paper being crunched around me because I had just been, like, reading magazines on the floor and I left them all over the floor, and I heard paper being crunched. I had no idea what was on the floor. Obviously something was on the floor, it was crawling across it, or something was walking through the room and I couldn't see it. Something was definitely coming through the room and I was so scared. I could not move. I still to this day wonder what was on the floor. Wait, when did this live start? It's 8:59 in the morning. Started 54 minutes ago. Gone for nearly an hour. But it's really late where I am. It's 11 o'clock where I am, so I'm really sorry that it's so early in the morning for you. It's such a struggle to get it, like, on like at the same, like for everybody, like it's really really hard to find the right time to post and to do lives for everyone. That's why I really don't want to leave, because I feel like there's so many people that haven't come yet. And maybe that's just because they're not awake yet or something. Yeah, it sucks. Actually, there's a theory that night lights attract demons because it means fear or something. Wow. Well, I've never heard of that. I know my night light, I had a lamp beside my bed, and sometimes I'd leave it on when I was scared, and it would turn off on its own. It was one of those touch lamps. So it was like something just kept touching it, and sometimes it would turn on in the middle of the night. So yeah, that was pretty creepy. But I really hope that night lights don't attract demons, because maybe that's the answer to why we have some creepy stuff going on in our house. This live has been lit. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm so sorry, I've got to go in a minute. I mean, seeing spirits often is so annoying. Most of them are often trying to tell you something or even ask for your help, favor on something. I honestly have never been asked by a spirit to do anything. Maybe they've tried, but I haven't been able to connect properly, or maybe I've just been too scared of them to actually connect with them. That first boy that I saw, I freaked out pretty bad. Maybe me freaking out makes them go away. I haven't really seen much other than the boy, the shadow in my room, and the creature in the lounge room, except for like in the corner of my eye. I see a lot in the corner of my eye, but not so much in front of my eyes. But I'm really happy that it's starting to come back more frequently now, because I do enjoy this side of life. It's not that I don't care, but I have a life, so I don't want to meddle with things that would just make life more complicated than it is now. Yeah, I used to watch that Ghost Whisperer TV show, and I used to think it was so awesome, but now I really think that would be really really like stressful, constantly helping spirits and just living your life helping others. That's all you're doing, which is awesome, but you need to have a life of your own. Jessie V taught me that, and that's not good. Because Jessie V does some awesome videos, and a lot of her videos make a lot of sense. So if Jessie V taught you that, I might have to look for that video, because you obviously came in a bit late for the video, but I've been seeing a lot of we've been experiencing a lot of demonic activity inside the house, so that's very scary to think about. Please do live often, please. I will really, really try. Why don't you sage the house? I have before. My partner's mom, my mother-in-law, came and saged the house once before, and that was sort of when the spirit jumped to my daughter. I don't know if that was like it had any link to that or whatever, or if it was just a coincidence that it happened then, but I think it was a few nights after we saged the house that my daughter woke up screaming. Sort of like, because she was mainly focusing on my oldest son's room, because he was the one being tormented by this thing, and then all of a sudden my daughter started being tormented. So I don't know if it made it angry, but it definitely didn't leave because of the last sage, and I am scared to do a sage again because, yeah, I don't want to anger this thing. I hope she does. I will really try. I need to figure out timing and everything. It's really hard with kids to be able to get on and do a live. Serious question. A sandwich inside the fridge is growing green stuff. Is it safe to smoke it? Yeah, you should be right. No, I'm joking. Please don't smoke that. I like that show. Jessie makes me scared of everything. She would, wouldn't she? Because like everything on her thing is just on her channel is just bad. Like I'm pretty sure she's done like a don't go outside at night or something one, and why you should never call your own phone number, and she's done a few that like, yeah, could just affect anybody. So she does really make you scared of everything. I once had a dream with aliens, and they took my whole family and men, and black knocked on my door. It felt so real and horrible. My son actually had like an alien dream, which actually really scared me because in this movie, The Fourth Kind, um, it's an alien movie, and people see an owl inside their room before they're abducted, and eventually they figure out that this owl isn't really an owl and it's actually an alien, and they're being abducted and being tested on. And one night my son woke up and he's like, Mom, I had a bad dream last night. And I was like, what was your bad dream about? And he goes, I saw an owl in my room, and the owl took me to a blue room, but the owl wasn't really an owl, it was a person, and they wouldn't let me come home. And I gotta admit, my heart stopped for a second. Like, I mean, it stopped for a while. I was like, it really scared me because he hasn't seen the movie. He hasn't heard anything to do with owls. How the heck did he link up an owl with a person? And obviously, aliens have a form of a person, sort of. So that really, really scared me. You might want to install a 360 camera in the room that has the entity. Yeah, I would love to film at night to see what goes on, but then again, I really wouldn't because you know those people that upload videos of like what they catch on camera, and sometimes they get some really creepy stuff. And can you imagine seeing something that creepy on camera and you have no resolution for it? Like you can't solve the issue, so you just got to go back to bed knowing this thing is around your house at night. Some things are best left unknown. That's one thing that really terrifies me. If I ever filmed anything, that it would be like something really, really creepy, and I just have to deal with it. That would be horrible. Hello, how are you? I am good. How are you? JD plays it cool. She made me scared of popcorn and Skittles. I know. She does the most random videos, but it makes you so scared of like the most random stuff. For your subscribers will support your channel and just keep on making more videos and lives specifically. Oh, okay. I will definitely try. The Fourth Kind was a great movie. Yes, it was. I'm so glad someone's seen it here. Russia. Are you from Russia? That's awesome. I don't think I've ever talked to anyone from Russia before. How did he relate the owl without seeing the movie? That's spooky. I know, it was so weird. Who here has heard of Dear David? I have. That scared the crap out of me the first time I saw it. Like, that boy, actually, that boy sort of resembled the look of the kid I saw inside my house. Inside my room, because he had like a big head. It was bald, it had little pricks on it, and he had a really skinny neck. And now that I think of it, Dear David had the exact same thing, didn't he? That better not. Better not be Dear David, because that kid, oh no, those pictures were the most terrifying thing ever. Like, oh my god, that's so scary. What is your lipstick color? I honestly don't remember. It was something off Sephora. It was just a Sephora brand. I actually like Sephora more than the bigger brands. I got a Kat Von D set, and it doesn't last as long as Sephora or look as good as Sephora. So I always go with the Sephora brand now. I don't know. I'm sorry. I have no idea what the name of it is, but I know it's the Sephora brand. Now I have to watch The Fourth Kind. You definitely should. Don't ask him more than 2 questions. Is that what's on it? I honestly don't remember because I haven't looked at it or read about it in like so long. It was like 2 years ago that I heard of it, and yeah, I haven't looked into it since. Oh my gosh, why am I blind? I just realized your hair has dyed. Yeah, it's red now. I sort of regret it. I've always loved black hair, but I mean, something different's good. Something different's always good. I'm never good with staying same. We're staying same. I'm always changing furniture around. I'm literally in the middle of doing that right now. I'm moving house soon, so I'm so excited for that. I need change in my life. I can't have the same thing all the time. You ask him 2 questions, and if you ask more than 2, you will be haunted like that man did. Wow. I don't know if I want to ask him 1 question. I think he can just go away. I like your hair. It looks good. Thank you very much. My neighbor's so noisy. I didn't hear what you said. I was trying to listen to every word story you tell. I'm sorry. I can't even remember what story I was telling now. God, I'm really rambling, aren't I? I guess that's what you do in lives. Change is good. Yes, it's good. I'm sorry, hang on. I can just hear my kids talking. I'm probably gonna have to get off in a minute because I think they can't find the bottle. Yeah, I've always had black hair and I've always enjoyed having black hair. I was going to say something. What was I going to say? I'm worried about posting this on my channel now because it's so random. Like the start of the video, I was pretty solid on telling a story, and now it's just sort of random chats. But I did want to also mention, because I haven't mentioned this on my channel before, I mentioned it in my last live, but I gotta go. Bye. I'll watch this later. All right. Bye, Kira. Thank you so much for coming. You shouldn't ever ask any entity or spirit questions or even talk to them and take notice of them, or it will become attached to you. Yes, that is definitely a possibility. Have you ever seen UFOs? I haven't actually, I don't think. No, I don't think I have. I've seen a lot of videos of it though, and it looks terrifying. Aliens are one of the things that actually really, really terrify me. Because, like, I've heard the stories of abductions, and, like, there was a woman that was abducted. I did a video on it, and she had, like, barbs put inside of her nose, and I just... Alien Abduction. The movie Alien Abduction scared the crap out of me, because the aliens look terrifying. I really would not want to run into an alien. That's like the scariest thing I could imagine to happen to me. I picture you in long black hair. Yeah, I really want long black hair. I cut my hair off because it was dead and I wanted it to grow out like healthy. Then I dyed it again. So it's not even healthy anymore, so I just cut it for nothing. I've been trying to grow my hair out for ages, but it never works for me. I never heard of that movie before. Now I must watch it. Yes, and also something I wanted to mention to you guys. I was saying before, like, I haven't put it on my channel yet. I was thinking of changing my channel name. Maybe. I asked about it. I did a poll on what name I should use. A lot of you said Queen of Horror, but I'm thinking of changing it to my name, which is Keisha, because I wanted to expand and do other things, not just horror. Obviously, I will always do horror on my channel because I love horror and I love telling ghost stories and I love watching scary videos, so those will never go away. But I wanted to do some fun videos every now and then. I was thinking even maybe having a day for a live, like 2 days a week for a scary story, a scary video, and 1 day a week for a fun video. So we could have like terrifying Tuesdays and spooky Sundays or whatever. And then just like a game day. And I know it's my channel. I feel like I really owe you guys something because you guys have helped me grow so much in so little time. Like, people work for years just to get to this point, and I feel like I owe you guys a lot, so I don't really want to do anything without consulting you guys. Like, I don't know. I really feel like you guys have created this for me, so I don't want to do anything that makes you guys unhappy. My friend was a part of a covert program for the government, and one time through drinks, he mentioned a mission. Did you know in Utah, underneath Mormon churches, it has tunnels? I didn't, but I know there are lots of places that have tunnels. Um, there's this place in Sydney where well, not where I live, but it's in Australia. Um, and there's like these underground tunnels, and they even made a video on it. And I don't know if the movie has any truth to it, but it scared the crap out of me. Like, it was an insane movie. You should watch it. It's called The Tunnel. And yeah, it's about this creature inside the tunnels of Sydney and homeless people going missing out of there and everything. And this news team wanted to figure out what was actually going on. And it was such a good movie. The creature was so well done. Like, I don't know, like, why can't some really good directors make these awesome creatures? A lot of the good creatures and the disturbing movies and stuff like that are done really badly. And if someone with the money to make the project good took on the idea, it would be incredible. I don't know why people don't do that. You have another channel already, don't you? I do. I did make another channel, but I honestly don't know if I'm going to use it because every time I try and use, like, I think about using it or whatever, I think I've got all of you guys right here. Why am I posting to another channel? Like, I can't, I don't know. I'm back and forward all the time because I don't know the right way to go about this. And I think maybe just expanding this channel might be better than starting a whole new one and then having two to balance. I feel like two might be a bit too crazy and a bit too stressful. Just making this one and all sort of channel, like, I feel like that might be a bit of a better idea. But I'm back and forward most of the time because I don't know how to do this. I'm still learning. My friends saw some of off-world creatures being held up. That's all I'm going to say. Ooh, that's interesting. Yeah, I reckon there are so many creatures that we don't know about. I don't know if any of you guys have ever heard of the rake, but it's like a human-looking creature, but it's really skinny and it has like really long fingers, and it's like a creature, and apparently it's hairy. And apparently this woman woke up in the middle of the night and she saw this hairy thing just crouched in the corner of her room. Then it got up and it ran out the door and it ran directly towards her daughter's room. So her and her partner got out of bed, ran after it, and then by the time they got to the daughter's room, she came out looking like all bloody and it had like clawed her to pieces. And so her partner grabbed the daughter, went to the car, and went to drive her to the emergency room. On the way there, the car crashed. It got run off the road. This woman swears that this rake thing did it. She went to the cop station and she made a report about the rake, and they said they were going to look into it, but they never did. And when the woman went back to the station, apparently all the records of anything she'd ever reported that day were gone. And she was just made out to look like a crazy woman. And people think that that was them trying to cover up the rake, and that for some reason they don't want people knowing about it. I've always been interested in the rake, and it's always terrified me because screw seeing something like that. You're still here. Wow, I thought you would have been gone when I left. Yeah, I was going to. I really should be. I have a question. What got you into horror in the first place? It was me as a kid. Like, I started seeing things when I was 4 years old, and I saw things so frequently. I was so terrified so frequently that I sort of had a need for it. So when I wasn't scared, I wanted to be. And that's when I started watching horror movies, and it did turn to an addiction. I don't feel right. I don't feel myself when I don't get scared or I don't mess around with like horror movies, horror stories, or like in any way try and scare myself. If I don't do that, I don't feel okay. So in a way it's pretty bad because I'm literally addicted to being scared, but I enjoy it, I guess. I enjoy it and I don't see anything wrong with it, so I'm pretty happy with my addiction. I know, it's like I'm glued here too. I'm glued here. Damn, I really shouldn't be. I think I need to go in a minute, but I know what the rake is. I know that story. That is awesome. Not many people actually know that story. I must go to my job. It's been nice to see you. All right. It's been nice to talk to you guys too. It was on the bottom of her bed. Yes, that's right. I get that feeling. This ends badly, I know. I'm so glad that you guys are enjoying this video. I will definitely try and come on as much as possible. If you guys don't mind, kids, I could try and squeeze some videos in through the day. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out a way to do it. But yeah, let me know, guys, if you ever want me to do anything, like any kind of video, like even if it's not something to do with my channel, I'm happy to get any sort of suggestion and do anything really. I hear the munchkin in the back. Yeah. The kids are being very loud. That's why it would be awesome to do this at night, but yeah, you should do vlogs. I really want to do vlogs. I really, really want to. See, I love Sniper Wolf. I watch her videos all the time. I used to watch her videos all the time. And I really love her kind of videos because it seems like she has, well, not the one so much now. It seems like maybe she's in a bad head frame at the moment because she doesn't really do a lot more than reactions. And that's okay. Everyone gets burnout sometimes. But her old videos, how she used to vlog and do fun challenges and stuff, I really wanted to start doing that on the channel. If you guys would enjoy that, please let me know because I'm pretty excited to do that. My vlogs would though include my kids, probably a lot. So I hope you guys don't mind that. Do you watch Thai horror movies? I watch anything really. I don't really check where the videos or movies are made, honestly, but I probably do. I only watch Sniper Wolf's horror videos. I love her horror videos so much. I wish she did more of them. Like, I've been like begging on her comment section for so long for her to do Spooky Sundays. Include the whole family. Oh, I'm so glad you'd enjoy that. I definitely will think about that. I mean, I will eventually do that. I started doing vlogs on my channel. I will definitely try and go check it out as soon as I get a moment because, yeah, it's crazy with kids. Well, if you guys would like to see a vlog, I'd love to do them. This is such a good live. I actually get to know what you guys want and you guys want what I want to do, so that's awesome. I'm really excited to I'm like 10 years late to the challenge, but I bought this Bean Boozled challenge like 2 years ago, and I started thinking lately I want to do the Bean Boozled challenge. And so I went to the shop. They didn't have any. They had like gotten rid of them. And I still got that Bean Boozled challenge on at the top of my cupboard. And I really wanted to do it, so I may die. I may get food poisoning. But I'm gonna give it a go. Funny thing is, I'm not even gonna know if the beans are bad because you get bad beans. So I could be eating like really gross beans and it won't even, yeah, that's bad to think about. Man, I've missed a lot. I need to stop rambling. He comes back after the crash and that was the last she saw of the rake. Oh, okay. I don't know. I heard another story. So I guess it's been changed a few times. I thought it was weird vlogging at first since I'm a gamer, but my kids encouraged me. Oh, that's really, really good. That's how I know about Dear David. Beans are lovely. These ones, I don't think they are. Well, they're not supposed to be. I think they've got I can't remember the good tasting ones, but I know they've got a vomit one in it. You got it. It's like a color thing. One of the you got like a million different colors in it. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I've been talking for so long, I'm lost. Anyway, there's like a few different colors in there, and each of the color has one good taste in it and then a bad taste in it. And there's like vomit, there's stinky socks, there's I think it's licorice or charcoal or something. I can't remember exactly, but I'm scared to play it. But beans, I mean jelly beans is what I'm meaning. They're like good tasting jelly beans and bad tasting jelly beans. I wouldn't want to eat. I wouldn't want to eat normal beans. That might be off. That might be a bit disturbing. There's a rotten egg one. There is too. That's right. I'm really excited to play it, but I'm really scared I'm going to throw up. Hey, Mr. Orange. That was a child. The vomit one is the worst. Yeah, I've never played it before. I am very scared. Holy moly. I've been on for nearly an hour and a half now. I like talking to you guys too much. I probably will end the live here because I don't think anyone's gonna watch the video. It was supposed to be like me telling my story, but I don't want to go off again. It did fly, didn't it? It was like an hour, like 5 seconds ago, wasn't it? So I probably will end the live there. I really hope to do another live soon. I will definitely take into consideration the vlogging requests because I'm pretty excited to do some vlogging. That would be really cool. I have made the decision. I am going to change my name to Keisha. So look out for that. Make sure you're not looking out for Queen of Horror anymore because I just don't want to be labeled as just a horror channel. Like if someone sees my name on YouTube, they're going to be like, oh, she makes horror stuff. I don't like horror, but I want to be like a variety of stuff here. I want to have fun here too. So, I mean, even though horror is fun, you know, I want to have lighthearted stuff is what I mean. So yeah, look out for Keisha and not Queen of Horror because soon that change will be coming. All right. I love you guys so much. And thank you so much for coming to my live. My real name is Keisha. So if you follow me on Twitter, I will make the announcement there. I'll also make the announcement on my community tab on this channel. So yeah, keep an eye out for that and you will see the change soon. I'm so glad you caught the end of the stream too. And I'm so sorry for you that you guys didn't get to see a lot of this live, but it will be staying up on my channel. So make sure you go check it out and see the story at the beginning. Love you guys so much. And I will see you guys in the next video or the next live. Oh, like waving my hand in front of the camera. Goodbye, guys.